Instead of spending 25k and above trying to learn how to make a butter hat, why don't you watch these videos to the end and you'll be glad you did. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and my name is Mma Esobe, and in today's video we're going to be making a butter hat. Now this board is called a straw board or a carry board. So I had to cut out a circumference like a circle, round shaped circle. I using any material you have in your house, cover of something or anything, just use it and cut out a wide circle. Now I was able to cut out two wide circles. That means you're going to be needing about two straw boards. So the same circumference. Next thing I'm going to be doing is to glue it down using my hot glue. Guys, you can go ahead and use any form of glue, shoemaker glue, your UHU glue, E65 or anyone, but I feel this is faster for me. So I'm trying to get the right circumference and make sure that they are all aligned properly. Just make sure it's well aligned and it's well glued together. It doesn't matter whether it's perfectly glued, but just make sure that something is holding something. That's the aim here. Now at the end of the day, I finished gluing two of them together, and this is how thick my board is, and that is what you're going to be looking for. Next, you're going to be placing your thick wadding on your straw board. Now, using your glue, you're going to be gluing down your thick wadding on your straw board. Now, note that the part where your thick wadding is going to be facing up. That will be the upper part of your hat. Now, cutting out a little bit, giving it an allowance of about half an inch, not up to 1 inch. I'm cutting out the excess thick wadding that I have. Guys, you can go ahead and use a lighter wadding, but for this particular video I think I preferred the thick wadding, probably because of the thickness of the material that I'm working with. After cutting out the excess thick wadding, the next thing you're going to be doing is to fold in and glue that half an inch allowance you made to the straw board. So for me to do that and make it faster, I'm working with my hot glue. Note that if you're using any other glue, you have to like wait a little while before it will dry. So maybe that's the reason why I like using my hot glue. Now I'm done gluing it all around, and this is what it's looking like. So now this is the top of my hat. Next thing, guys, is we're going to be covering this straw board or the back of our hat with our material. The material that I'm using is the Mikado fabric. So the client was specific about the material she wanted. So I'm using the Mikado fabric. And to glue it onto the straw board, I'm using my UHU glue to do this. You can go ahead and use your UHU glue, any other glue, but I discovered that at the end of the day, while I was gluing with this UHA glue, the 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 wetness of the glue transferred to my material, and I wasn't happy with that. So I think I stopped using it at the end of the day to glue the most important areas of this work moving forward. So all I'm doing is to glue it down and make sure it's well laid down. Sorry about the extra hand you're seeing. I'm not an alien, that's my daughter. So I'm flipping out to the front, and all I'm going to do is to cut out that excess material. Now after cutting it out, this is what it looks like, and I'm also going to be covering the top part. At this point, I tried using the UHU glue again to glue, and my mind told me that stain might come out again, so I changed and I picked up my hot glue. So I'm using the hot glue now to glue the top. Then at the end of the day, after gluing and covering my material with the hot glue, I also discovered that um the hot glue kind of like left not a stain, or rather a pattern on the material when it dried up. I even tried ironing it out. At the end of the day, you still have to iron both sides. I tried ironing it out, but that pattern was still there. For the sake of this video, just know you will glue. I think at the end of the day, what will work best for us is going to be the shoemaker glue for this particular hat. So for the sake of the video, we're going to be moving forward. Now I cut out an extra 1 inch allowance for the top, and then I started giving it a slit. I don't know what tailors call it. There's something they used to call it. I think a notch. Yeah, I started notching it all around. I went on around to notch it all around so that by the time I want to glue it down, it's not going to become forming a bulky thing at the edge, because I really want it to lay very well and properly. So I've gone ahead to do all that, and then still using my hot glue, I'm putting it at the edge of the round hat, and I'm gently squeezing and laying it down, because I really want it to cover from the top to the underneath pattern, to the under part of the hat. So this is what you're going to be doing all round. So now when you're done doing it, this is what it's going to look like. Yeah. So you can go ahead and finish it, but let's just leave it here and move to the next phase of this hat. And now the next phase of our hat is the top. I have a video of how to mold your fascinator hats, your bases. You can go check it out in my old other videos. Now, once you've molded and it's dry, I'm also going to cover the top of this my base or my hat with the same thick wadding I used to cover. I just wanted everything to rhyme and look the same. So with my hot glue, I'm sticking rather my thick wadding on top of the hat. Just watch and you will understand. Now guys, if you've gotten to this part of this video and you're not yet a subscriber of this channel, I would beg you and I would ask that you tap on that subscribe button and join the family. In this particular channel, if you go through our videos, you'll see a lot of teachings that other millennials will not show. And I'm pretty sure that this particular video, a lot of millionaires will be very, very upset with me when they see it, because this is treasure. This is something that people are paying to see, but you're coming to this channel to watch it for free. So why don't you tap on that subscribe button and you'll see other videos like this. Guys, I will not hide anything from you people. You guys are my my friends right now. I see all the comments you guys are dropping, and I'm really, really overwhelmed and I'm joyed. Thank you guys. So after doing that, the next thing you're going to do is to cover with your material. Already, if you're following me, you already know how to cover material on your already molded fascinator, but for the sake of this video, I'll be showing it. And sorry guys, I'm going to be fast forwarding it because I really do not want this video to be more than 20 minutes long. So I'm using my bobby pins to hold the material down and make sure that they don't move. You understand? So once you hold with your bobby pin, the next thing you're going to do with your hot glue, make sure you fold and lap and drag and make sure that everything holds well. I'm not really concerned about the side of this molded hat that we are making, because we're still going to cover it with another material. Where my concern is basically is at the top, but then again, still try your best and drag it and have a neat finish. But remember again, we're still going to cover it, so that's not really my concern. But if you're going to be making a hat that the side is going to show, my dear, please drag properly and make sure the lines are not showing. So this is basically how I cover my molded hats or fascinator base with my material. So you keep going round and round. You see how smooth the top is looking. So that's what we are trying to achieve. Now guys, I think I'm done molding and gluing everything down, and it has taken the shape of the molder. Next we're going to do is to cut off the excesses. Cut off the excess what's it called, mats that we used in molding the fascinator base, and cut off the excess material we're using to cover. And guys, did I mention that the material we're working with is the Mikado fabric, and this is in champagne gold. So I'm done cutting off, and the next thing I'm going to do is to gently pull out my molder from what I've already molded, because the aim is for the material to take the shape of that molder. So this is how I pull it out. Guys, if you really want a detailed video on how to mold, I have a link. I'll leave it in the description box as well. So guys, I'm trying to level it up, and here is the finished work. Now after bringing out that same molder that I used, I'm trying to get the right diameter of this my circle that I formed, and the right diameter is 18 inches, and the diameter of the molder that I used too is 5.5 inches. So all I'm going to do is spread out that 18 inches and minus that 5 in the middle from it, and what I'm going to be getting is around 8 inches or so. So All these mathematics I'm doing here is just to make sure that I get my molder in the middle, like the molder part in the middle. And after getting the right molder, making sure that all of them are of the same measurement by the sides, I used my tailoring chalk and marked out where the round molder had to be sitting on. Next thing, I made a hole in the middle. Guys, this thing was very difficult to cut and trim off because it was a double straw board. Probably next time I'm going to try using one straw board to see if it's going to work. But to be on the safe side, please try and use double straw board. So it wasn't easy for me to cut out the way I wanted it to be. So guys, what am I actually trying to do? I am cutting from the middle to the point where I marked out my circle. And I pass that circle a little bit with just more like a half an inch, and I mark it out. So as I'm cutting it, I'm more like cutting like a star in between. Just watch and understand. Try not to make that mistake. See, this is what I just wanted to get. So you can trim off the circle in the middle more, and we are pulling it backwards. I don't know if you can see and understand. Please do not make the mistake of cutting that circle you marked out. Rather, cut an inner circle inside it and then try and make your star marks and cut out star marks so that you have this standing straw boards in the middle. And now I'm just trying to, cut in more so that I'll be able to have them standing the way I want it to stand. Guys, your straw board in the middle must stand like this. Make sure that it stands like this. Now look at what I'm doing carefully. I'm pulling out the Mikado fabric, and after the Mikado fabric you can see the thick warden and then the two straw boards before the last Mikado. Now you're going to be cutting off the thick warden and one straw board. Guys, listen properly. What we are cutting off is thick warden and one straw board, and you're going to do it for all those cutouts that you made. Now, after doing that, you're going to bring that boulder and make sure it can pass through the hole you have created. If it doesn't pass through, it is not right. Make sure your molder can sit freely inside the circle you have made. And at the end of the day, the next thing you're going to do is using your UHU glue. Please do not use your hot glue. Using your UHU glue, apply it on that standing area that we cut out. And guys, apply all around. And now while applying, after I finished applying this glue, I discovered that I forgot to trim and cut out those standing things to lower them a little bit. You see, they are too high, as high as my molder, and I forgot. So when I remembered, I started trimming it off. So by right, you're supposed to trim it off and cut it so that it would be like, let it not pass 1 inch when it's standing straight. In fact, use half an inch so that when you're covering the inside, it will be a clean finish. Cut out and make sure that the length that you'll be leaving there will be like half an inch. Let it not pass 1 inch. And after doing that, I used that my molded fascinator hat that I have already covered, and I placed it on top of it while my molder is still inside. Please make sure you do this while your molder is still inside so that you have the perfect shape you're looking for, and then the molder will help stick your glue. Now this is what it looks like. Next I'm doing is to use my velvet bias as my fastener to the head. I'm putting it down there, and then I went on ahead to use my needle and thread and stitch it all round. So this is what it looks like. You can go ahead and zoom and see how I stitched it all around. And after doing that, I'm using the same color of velvet bias to go around and glue it round. This is what it looks like after you have finished gluing it, and the inside of your hat would look neat, and the one you use to fasten it to the head will not move as well. Please guys, remember to use your needle and thread and sew it round. Next thing I'm doing is to put my molder back in, and at this point I have a material that used to form a belt, and this belt I sewed it. Guys, you guys know how to sew now. After sewing, and then you can iron it, and this is how you're going to be placing that belt all around the hat. Guys, I hope you understand. So this is how you're going to be placing it. So the next thing we're going to do is to work with our UHU glue. I didn't want to work with the hot glue because I didn't want to leave any stain. I just wanted a neat finish. So I applied the very generous amount of my UHC glue all around, and using my belt, I'm also going to be belting the whole head of the hat that we have formed, just like this. So take your time, drag, pull, hold it firm so that it sticks firmly to the hat. You really need to pull it, if not it won't come out clean. So you really 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 need to pull that belt, fasten it and hold it down like that. And remember, your molder is still inside. All this we are doing, your molder has to be inside so that you have a good shape. So after holding it down, I held it for a very long time because this is UHC glue, so that it can stick properly. So after holding it, this is the back. I had to turn the back because I forgot to finish off the back. And to finish off the back, all I'm doing is with my UHU glue, I'm gluing that area down. And after doing that, still with the same color and matching color of velvet bias, I'm finishing it up and gluing it all around so it can come out and look clean and well presentable. So guys, the mistake I made here was I used the 1 inch bias. I would advise you go for the half-inch bias. So go for the half-inch bias and it will turn out well. So after gluing it, this is what it looks like, the finished work. So I'll prefer you go for the half an inch bias so that you won't have these lines that you're seeing here. Now flipping it over to finish the top of our hat, you see that area that we belted and we cut off the excess. That's where we're going to form our bow, and we're going to be sticking and stitching our bow on that area. To make our bow with that same material, that same cutout that we made for our belt, I'm folding it a little bit using my needle and thread or your machine. Run the stitch so that it will form like this, and after forming that stitch, just belt it round. Use the remaining materials to belt it round. Use your glue, anything you have. If you want to stitch it, but make sure it's not going to be showing your thread. But for me, I used my glue to hold it down and belt the middle of my bow. So just watch. This video is already finished, and cut off the excess, and I still went on ahead to finish up and glue it all down. So guys, just take your time. It's as simple as ABC. This particular hat was not even what I thought. I really really thought of it. I kept on looking at pictures of people that are saying come and learn, come and learn, come and learn, and I figured it out. So guys, this is why I am here. I figured it out and I put it out there for you guys to see. So at the end of the day, after making my bow, I had to stick it on that area that I cut off so that we don't have to see that, and glue it down, make sure it sticks, and then you can go ahead and tack it down with your needle and thread for extra reinforcement. So guys, this is how to make this almighty butter hat that people are hiding up and down. So call me the Odogo of Melina, the Achalugo of Melina. So guys, I'm so happy that I was able to figure this out, and I hope you guys love it. So just go ahead, the area that the material is looking a little bit rough, go ahead and iron it out. So this is my first trial on doing it, and I thought of filming it alongside. So I think the more we do, the more we perfect. So that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.